Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building. That's right. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. An eventful day yesterday in the NFL. Finally starting to get some motion. The Miami Dolphins make, which I guess if you're on either side of it, what could be viewed as a wild trade. Blockbuster trade nonetheless. Can the Chicago Bears find a way to take advantage of it? And then NBA free agency opened up yesterday. The Chicago Bulls bring back Tre Jones. There's a lot of excitement around that. I'm glad to have Tre Jones back in the building. But does that mean that somebody will be the odd man out? That's the question mark on the table today, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. The date is 7/1/2025. It's 7:04 in the morning. And in 14 days, my 20s will really be truly over. I mean, I'm 30 already, but 31, there's no going back. 14 more days, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy work. It's wild to think that I'm sitting here, full show, 2 kids, 2 cars, house, couple dogs, white picket fence. I'm living the American dream, baby. Literally following the dream. Come on now. Can't ask for more than that. Can't ask for more than that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Crimson said, in 10 years when you're 40, you're going to be apologizing to Joel. Well, Joel will still be old, so I won't be apologizing. But Joel will still be 100, so I won't be apologizing to him. Let's not get ahead of ourselves now, Crimson. No, man, listen, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us as always, man. Yesterday, like I said, very eventful trade. I think even shocking to some once we saw that news go down. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins facilitated a rare NFL trade that included multiple players, as the Dolphins sent cornerback Jalen Ramsey and tight end Dosunmu Smith and a 2027 7th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange for safety Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 5th-round pick. Now, I guess if you're a Steelers fan, you feel better, but because you got the 2 players, right? You got Dosunmu Smith back with Arthur Smith, who, I mean, that's got to be his favorite player of all time. But also you got Jalen Ramsey out of the deal, but it did cost you Minkah Fitzpatrick. And I think in that situation, maybe you could say the Dolphins win, but it does depend on how they address now their tight end position. It seems like also through Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, and I talked about this yesterday as well on the video, that there is a want to go out there and add a tight end to this Dolphins team. And so, of course, instantly Kmet's name is going to come up because of the discourse that the Bears fans have had around him. And the fact that, listen, I get it that we all want to bury our head in the sand to the fact that we drafted a tight end top 10, but it probably means Kmet will not be here in the long run. But the conversation that I'm looking to have is, can the Bears take advantage of Miami? Because some people want to have this conversation to say, oh, move on from Cole Kmet. We're done with him. We got the new guy in. Get what you can for him, yada, yada, yada. I'm not having that conversation. I don't believe that's a situation. I'm not a believer that you trade away good players and you get better. I am not a believer that you go outside and you say, hey, we added all this talent. This is great. And then you get rid of a good player and you get better. Now, doesn't mean that you get worse. And I do think that's one part to me that I do find interesting when some Bears fans have this discourse is the conversation almost seems like, well, if I get rid of Cole Kmet, we're going to be so much worse. If that's the case, that means there's not a belief in Ben Johnson. If the conversation you're having is that if we lose Cole Kmet, we're not going to be nearly as good of a football team, that means there's a lack of belief in Ben Johnson. But I do feel like there is a conversation to be had on Miami being in a kind of a back to the basket kind of, or back to the basket, a back against the wall kind of situation here. There's an opportunity for tight end, and there's not a lot of great ones on the market. And if you can take advantage of it, if you can find a way to, dare I say, fleece the Miami Dolphins, I do think that's a conversation worth having. Say Miami calls you up and they offer some combination of a 3rd and 4th round pick for a tight end that's on your books who, listen, down season last year, but we all know kind of what he is. You're out. Possibility to better the team in multiple ways, you're out. You've still got a number 1 tight end who may also still be the number 1 tight end. We always see Miami overspend. We always see Miami push all their chips in for moves like this. The conversation I'm looking to have about the Cole Kmet possibility of trade, because some people are just looking to trade him and move on from him. I don't think that's a situation you want to have. But if you're telling me that the Chicago Bears come out of a trade with multiple picks, which can be used in multiple ways. It doesn't mean you have to go draft these guys. Doesn't mean that you have to go out there and use these picks. If you get halfway into the season and you're like, wow, we may really have a good team, and there's a player available that you feel like could improve that team, those picks can turn out to be valuable. If the Chicago Bears can capitalize on a Miami Dolphin meltdown, because that's what this kind of move, you'd be swapping out Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey for Minkah Fitzpatrick and Cole Kmet, I guess, in that sense, right? Yeah, you came out better. I'll give you that. You came out better. I think they would utilize Cole Kmet well. I think that you got a better player in Minkah Fitzpatrick, in my mind, than Jalen Ramsey. So from the player aspect, you came out better. If I can get big picks out of you, though, I said picks. That's an opportunity to me that is very difficult to pass, knowing what the team makeup is. That's an opportunity to me that is very difficult to pass on, knowing what the future of this team is probably going to be. Now, on that same level, I would love to see Cole Kmet under Ben Johnson and see him get the opportunity to go out there and actually be in a competent offense and see how the Bears can utilize him. I told you, I think this season the yards are going to go to Colston Loveland, and Cole Kmet's going to be the big touchdown guy, big tutty guy. Cole Kmet loves big tutties. But we know how the NFL works. We can sit here and say, yeah, we're going to run 12 personnel 70% of the time on the field, and we're going to have this dominant. Cole Kmet's a very expensive number 2 tight end because the guy who's picked the tight end that he wanted, yeah, that tight end's top 10. That tight end's probably going to be focused on as the number 1 guy. That tight end eventually is going to be utilized as the number 1 tight end on the offense, which means no matter what, we are probably heading towards a situation where Cole Kmet is not a part of this team. Now, again, I'm not saying just get rid of him. I'm not saying just move on. I'm saying if Miami comes to you and they say, we got a 2nd round pick for you, here you go. We want Cole Kmet. Or we got a 3rd and a 4th for you. Here you go. We want Cole Kmet. I'm saying if Miami is willing to overspend, you would be a fool to not jump on an opportunity like that. And it seems like, based on the trade that we saw go down yesterday, Miami is definitely willing to overspend. Say Shy City said he's a top 10 pick. He'll get every chance. That's what happens. 100%. 100%. Cole isn't going anywhere for a couple of years. Kmet and Loveland going to be 2025 Gronk and Hernandez. That would be amazing. I would love to see them utilized like that. And I do think that Ben Johnson could put together an offense that would utilize them like that. And I think it could be a dominant offense. You got a lot of wide receivers on this team, though. That's the one thing the Patriots didn't have. When the Patriots were utilizing what could have been that Gronk and Hernandez lineup, you didn't have a top 10 wide receiver in Rome Odunze on that roster. You didn't have a $100 million wide receiver in DJ Moore on that roster. We know how the Patriots wide receiver situation went down, so it made more sense for that. As welcoming into the show here, Mr. Nappy himself, George C.
Oh boy! All right, 7 o'clock. All right, let's get this started.
Like somewhere, actually nowhere.
Oh, it's not 7 o'clock.
Yeah, no, a little late, buddy. A little late.
Oh, okay.
It's 7:15. Yeah, we
thought I could get away with that. Oh man. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, Jordan, how you doing? What's going on, bro?
How's it going, everybody? Good,
You okay?
good. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing real good.
Yeah?
I'm wide awake.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Woo,
It's
doing real good. Real good. Oh, shut up. All right. I know. I have to mention. Yes, I know, Cachet. Yes, thank you very much. I'm late. Sorry, people.
We don't believe you. Hey, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. No, the conversation we're having here is about, the Miami Dolphins and the trade that went down yesterday. They seem to be in the market for the tight end right now. And listen, there's still other names on the market there. Mark Andrews is still out there that they could go after, but he's older than Kmet. 29 years old. Solid season last year. I just don't think Baltimore wants to get rid of him. Everybody else is kind of the odd man out in that situation. Talking about a Tyler Higbee who was banged up last season. Talking about a Michael Mayer who basically is Brock Bowers' jockstrap holder. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a lot of tight end options out there.
So we're talking about Kmet, are we?
If you could take advantage, and that's how I position myself on this, right? I would assume no Bears fan wants to just move on from Kmet to do it. But if you can find a way to get a second-round pick or a third and a fourth and overpay from Miami, would you move on from Kmet?
Absolutely. If you get higher value for a tight end, and you just drafted one in Colston Loveland that I think will potentially become a very, very elite tight end. I think you jump at the idea or jump at the chance of the market maybe being in your favor with what was it, Jonnu Smith that was a part of this trade. And so Cole Kmet, again, I love Cole Kmet as a person, but if you're talking about improving this team for the future, then yes, Cole Kmet would have to be dealt, in my opinion. If you're getting back a second or third round, that to me that's high value for him as a tight end. You jump at that and you don't look back. So I'm all for making this team better in the long run, in a sense. So.
I just feel like it offers you so many opportunities too. Like people are going to look at this and only look at it in the sense of, oh, you're moving on from the player. But honestly, if I've got the player, if I'm adding these picks, right, and let's say we're halfway through the season, Trey Hendrickson still hates his life.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't show up and he don't want to play. And we're like, hey, we can still use that opposite pass rush.
Seriously. Yeah.
Now I got extra picks to throw into a deal to make that more palpable. Now I've got an opportunity to move on from something else that I utilized to make this deal work out better while still having my draft capital heading into next season.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's I get it. We want this Patriot way. We want this Patriot roster where we're running, one of the dominant twin tight end sets in the NFL, and what should have been if not for a wild murder.
Jesus, yeah.
I mean, he was killing it.
Oh, you stop it. Killing it.
But you didn't have great wide receiver or this slew, I guess I'll say, of wide receivers on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm running that twin tight ends, what am I not getting DJ Moore involved? Am I not getting Luther Burden involved? Am I not getting, right? How much are you running it to where it's worth it, where Cole Kmet is worth the $50 million? You've got two wide receivers that you drafted high. Well, I guess one in the second round, but you've got two wide receivers that you drafted. And you just drafted, I guess I'm still right, two wide receivers you drafted high. And you just drafted Colston Loveland, top 10. Shout out to Drew in the chat. He said, devil's advocate, if you trade him, what happens if Loveland doesn't work out? Then you're in another Olsen situation. Well, the problem is when we traded Greg Olsen, we didn't have another tight end.
Yeah, we didn't have anybody.
We didn't have anybody else. We were just like, we'll figure it out. We want a blocking tight end. That was just stupid. You traded Greg Olsen just to trade Greg Olsen. That's what I don't want to do.
If we're being honest, do we really think the Loveland situation isn't going to work out? I mean, you can kind of see the talent drip off the page. Like I wouldn't think we'd be in another Greg Olsen situation just because we have a backup that could potentially be elite in no time.
Here's my thing with it.
Top 10.
If if you're operating in the what if the Colston Loveland situation doesn't work out, that's a bad start for Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
The Colston Loveland situation is you just drafted this mug top 10. You can't miss. It's a top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with Roma Dunze. You can't miss. He's a top 10 pick. Like, I'm not operating in the world of, well, what if this fails? These are top 10 picks. These need to work out. Luther Burden don't work out. We can move on. We can get over that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Luther Burden works out. We can get over that. We can move on from that. Freaking Colston Loveland don't work out. We sitting here having some hard conversations at the end of the year.
Yeah. And I see a lot of people in the chat saying they're keeping Cole. You know, I'd keep, Kmet. You got 2.66 tight end monsters that to do two different type of things and are very versatile on the field. That obviously is the reason why you would want to keep Cole Kmet. But I mean, if you're talking about just a chance, like we mentioned, where there's a scenario where you're getting back just obvious draft capital that's better than anything you'd expect, and then you can package that in a deal where you go and get your defensive end monster. Would you let's just put the question out there. Would you rather have Trey Hendrickson or would you rather have Cole Kmet? I'm going Trey Hendrickson. I mean, like that to me, that's a no-brainer. If you can manipulate and maneuver the situation where it eventually comes out as that is being the end result of you letting Cole Kmet go and then getting back somebody that is a need and also is at the top of the league in a certain category that you're lacking in, then that's the route that I'm going. Yes, I understand that there's benefits and a positive to keeping Cole Kmet as well. Your red zone threat. You have two of those boys on
100%.
each side. Ben Johnson, running the 12 personnel out there. We understand that he utilizes two tight ends a lot in his offensive scheme. But I mean, if you can keep Colston Loveland and then add Trey Hendrickson to this dominant defense, I think, in my opinion, that will help you out more in the long run.
I do keep seeing this comment, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like it is confusing. Were those Sam Laporta and Brock Wright minutes, dominant? There's a lot of Sam Laporta. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I keep seeing that, and Muzz is just like, you gotta have it. It's what he wants to run. And I'm just like, Brock Wright caught 17 passes last year. Like, yes, there were 12 personnel sets that were utilized. But Brock Wright caught 17 passes last year. I'm sorry, 13 passes last year.
Man,
100 yards.
More credit. Yeah. Yeah, we know who the majority of the passes were.
The guy who it seems like maybe the 13 reception guy is your $50 million tight end. Now, I think Cole would be utilized differently on this team, but I keep seeing that where it's like, you gotta have this dude on the field. 13 receptions. Again, I'm with you on this, JC. Like, I think there are some people that just want to move on from Cole just to like, it's almost like they want to flush the previous regime, if you will, and Cole's a part of that, right? And I don't subscribe to that, but like, to me, you've got so much weaponry on this. Does it not seem like Cole's going to end up being the odd man out? Does it not seem like you're heading towards, doesn't mean it's going to be this season, but you're heading towards moving on from Cole Kmet anyway? My point is, now could be a good time for you to capitalize on it. This is what everybody wants to talk about, doing it like the Patriots. This is what the Patriots did for years. Move on from some player that you sat there and were like, I can't believe we're trading this guy. This is why we suck. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden you find out they had somebody waiting in the wings that was cold in them up. You had somebody that was coming up that was dominant. And you're like, oh, okay, now I get why they traded this dude. Like, I think that, again, the vacuum conversation we're having it in is if there's a fleecing, but to just close your mind off from it because you feel like you just want Cole Kmet on the team, or just because, and not even just because you want Cole Kmet on the team, just because, again, I told y'all he's a favorite Bear. Ben Johnson's gonna come in here and trade your favorite Bear. That much I guarantee. You know who my favorite Bear is? Jaquan Brisker. I don't know if he's on this team next year.
May not be. He's got to show up. Yeah. Say Shot City. I love that. I love that comment though. People want to give up on Braxton Jones for a late second rounder and Ozzie Trapillo, but don't want to give up on Cole Kmet for a top 10 pick. There does seem to be a weird like love here for Cole Kmet when you seriously can get something of high value back. So again, that's what we're trying to explain. Like that's the situation we may be in. You know, I'm all for keeping Cole Kmet if the value doesn't add up. I'm not sitting here and saying I just want to see Cole Kmet right off into the sunset just for anything. But please believe if you're asking for my tight end and you're saying we'll give you a early second rounder, what are we talking about? This is still business at the end of the day, and that's good business.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make sure that, okay, yes, I understand. A lot of people are saying Colston's starting off bad with a lot of injuries, and injuries do happen in the league. Injuries are a part of the game.
Well,
so
I mean,
you do hope that it pans out.
He got banged up before he got here. Like he's going to be practicing at training camp. At least that's the expectation.
And so, yeah, that's the hope is that, you know, if you were to move on and you say Colston is our certified number one tight end, when you upgrade, you got Drew Smythe in the building still, you know, decent backup tight end. That's another thing. We got some depth there. So I wouldn't be so overwhelmed with letting Cole Kmet go again if it means bettering the team.
Yeah. Well, let's see what ends up happening, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I also love that people are just like so upset about having the conversation. How dare you ever speak about moving on from a player? It's like, it's sports, though. Like, man, relax.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of moving around.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but there's a lot of trades that end up happening in the NFL. You think Minka Fitzpatrick woke up yesterday thinking he was not going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler?
That dude thought he probably was the centerpiece of that defense. Like, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, well, hello, Miami.
You think Minka Fitzpatrick woke up yesterday and was like, Miami. Like, no.
Although that is a different weather change.
Shout out to Clayton Bryant. He said, lively chat today. It is a very lively chat. Shout out to the chat in the building. I love when people are commenting on both sides of the opinion, man. I love having a discourse, having that conversation. Said, be a pal and hit that like button. He's 100% right.
That's right.
As George JC, there are over 100 in the chat. Over 200 in the chat.
Okay, all right.
Over 300 in the chat.
300.
300. There we go. That's right.
Waking up again. Gotta get up.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Jordan JC is still asleep, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ghost of Jordan JC who is here with us. He sleep talks. He sleep pods.
That actually would be funny if I did that.
Jordan
for real.
JC, a very big sleep potter. He's a very big sleep potter.
Yeah.
King Booker World said, Mika was like, suddenly I have a F-string urge for orange juice.
That's hilarious, actually.
I don't know what it is this morning. I'm just not really feeling the steel beans anymore. Would really just love some OJ.
Sipping on a beach. Hey, I ain't mad at him.
Somebody asked, is Durham Smythe on this team? Durham Smythe is on this team, who also is from the Miami Dolphins, which is, I know, they got no tight ends left.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Durham Smythe does fit that Brock Wright role very well. We'll see what ends up happening. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Chicago Bulls actually got involved in free agency yesterday.
Oh, boy.
A little bit, sort of. I don't think it's the move that many people thought was coming. I think everybody was waiting for the giddy news.
What are you talking about? We signed a superstar. He's a superstar.
Well, I'll tell you what, you signed a really solid player, but the question on the table is, could that mean that it is this is the trade away your assets episode? Could that mean that somebody's the odd man out between Coby White and Dosunmu? I just realized we're literally doing a full episode about trading away.
Everybody's just leaving. Yeah. What if this person's gone?
Oh, man. But, hey, we appreciate y'all for showing love. We're going to take a quick break, listening to a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back right after this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https://aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com. We can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
You know what it is? It's the stark difference in beats from the Aura. The Aura's like,
That's what it is.
relax.
Yeah.
Just,
Let me chill.
Oh! You know what it is? You know what you need to do, Jordan JC? You
What
need
do
to
I
make your alarm the Breeze commercial.
Yeah, I definitely would wake up.
No,
then.
the full thing. Just like, we got merch.
All the
merch.
wo-
Oh, God.
We got hats. We got hoodies. We got scarves. We got it all. Jesus, Joe. No, we don't.
Oh, God. Hey, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show and love. Had the conversation about the possibility of Kmet being sent over to the Miami Dolphins. If the Dolphins were willing to overpay, would you do it? Now we got to have a little bit of a different conversation, going from the football field to the hardwood. Jesus Christ. That's what it's called, but that's still.
I mean,
it is what it's called.
I could have gave you that. I gave you that one. I could give you that one.
I wouldn't give it to myself.
You stopped yourself. You stopped yourself.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Why, God.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm fine, actually. I'm fine. I am fine.
The Raiders. You always got that bourbon voice.
I am fine. The Vegas Raiders. Listen, as we switch to the Chicago Bulls here.
Yeah.
Taking a look at what was done yesterday. Tre Jones re-signed. I dropped a video over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze about that. To tap in with the Chicago Bulls Breeze. If you have not done so, tap in with all the stuff we got, man. Over on the Patreon side, we got articles for the Breeze newsletters. Tap in with us over there as well, man. No, but when looking at this re-signing here, Tre Jones coming back. Let's just talk about that for a second. What do you think of the deal? Getting Tre Jones back in here, 3 years, $24 million to to me, that's a steal, Jordan JC.
$8 million a year, yeah. I mean, with the way contracts are just being given to people, averaging at least 20 million. I mean, this is a very friendly deal for the Bulls, and I like the player. I like the player a lot. Tre Jones, to me, he was kind of a throw-in in the previous trade, but I mean, he kind of show up and improved and proved his role. This is a really good backup point guard who also can be given starters minutes as well. I believe, let's see, he averaged 11.5 points and 4.5 assists from the field ever since the trade before he ended his season with a left foot sprain. Shot 57% from the field. So you saw his benefit or his production on this team, and it was really, really good. I also love the fact that he came from the Spurs. Like, anytime you get somebody that's been coached by Popovich, to me, that's always a plus. I love the fact that, you know, he was started out in San Antonio for his first 3 years, and so you get a really competent a player, to me, that is very sound in his game. You know, isn't going to wow you. You know, he isn't some superstar type of prospect, but I mean, he's the type of player that if you're trying to build a winning team and a winning culture, that's the type of player that you want in your team. Just he doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. Very good at not turning the ball over as well. As from the point guard position, just is a very sound, good point guard. So I love that, especially now that you've gotten rid of that log jam at that position with trading away Lonzo Ball. And does that mean that more people are leaving now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the deal is one that really it was a no-brainer to me. It was hilarious because one of the blunders me and Hayes talked about all year was that you turn down a pick from the Memphis Grizzlies to bring in Marcus Smart, and you would have also brought in Marcus Smart to trade away Lonzo Ball, just to trade him away anyway. But you got back Tre Jones in the Zach LaVine trade, and that's the player that you wanted Lonzo Ball to be. Now, Lonzo has more size. He's able to defend more. Tre Jones primarily a guard. But I want to play a little game with you here, Jordan JC. I want to play the game.
We had games.
JC.
That sounded a minute.
Let's play the game. Who makes $19 million? Gonna give you two players here, drop some stats for you, and you tell me which one of these players makes $19 million. Player number one, 11.5 points a game, 4.9 assists per game, 3.2 rebounds a game, 1 steal a game, on 57% shooting, and 88% from the free throw line. Or,
what
is it? Hey,
it's back.
It comes back, ladies and gentlemen. 9 points a game on 39% shooting, 35% from the field, 3.8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 0.8 steals per game in 63 games. Jordan JC, which one of those two players makes $19 million? You gonna answer that?
I thought I had to dance first. All right, okay. Sorry, we're live. I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah, that's Patrick Williams. Yeah.
Oh, he won't. Okay.
Yeah, that's your number 4 overall pick. Yep.
Gotcha,
That's the guy that makes $19 million. Yeah, 39% from the field, 35% from 3, 3.8 rebound. Yep. 2 assists.
Yeah. The guy I defended with my life for the last 6 years. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good deal. That was the whole point. It's a good deal. Why does JC look like that drunk uncle?
Hey, you watch
with his dancing? It do look like that one uncle that you gotta walk up to. Hey, after he get drunk, and you be like, "Hey, that's a cousin. That's a cousin. No, we need to do it. Get it back up, dog. Back up."
Oh, that's who she is. All right. My bad.
I just listen when you lock down a deal like this for a player as efficient as Tre Jones is, it does get me excited. I think this provides incredible versatility both on the bench and possibly in the starting lineup. I think that this offers you lineups that defensively can be dogs out there. When you had him, Isaac Okoro, Ayo Dosunmu on the team, but I do think we got to have the conversation. You know, is Ayo Dosunmu a part of this team? Is Coby White a part of the future of this team? We've heard some of the rumors on some of the trades that could be out there. Of course, Jonathan Kuminga is a name that continues to pop up, which at this point literally just doesn't make sense for the Bulls. Like,
really, you don't want Kuminga?
You have to put the ball in Kuminga's hand for Kuminga to be Kuminga, which means you're taking it out of Modest's hand.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that idea. Okay. All right.
At least to me, it feels like every single move you've made has been Modest. We think you're a star. Next season, we're going to give you the basketball a lot.
So we're building around you. We're making sure that everybody is out of the way as far as.
Well, I don't think you're making sure everyone's out of the way. I think you're insulating, which is what we saw done with Caleb Williams here, right? You're giving all of these other things that can make up for some of the deficiencies that are in Modest's game, but it allows him to be that lead guy. And so for me, I've always said if there was a player on this team that could be replaced, that I feel like, you know, you could replace what he does for this team. As much as I do love him, I do wonder if it's Coby White. To me, Ayo Dosunmu gives you the defensive ability, gives you some of the offensive ability. Not as much of a scorer as Coby is, but also doesn't shoot the ball nearly as much as Coby White does.
No, he doesn't.
Giving you the effort on both ends of the floor, can handle the basketball, can facilitate, can be whatever you need the team to be. Those are pieces I don't want to get rid of. That's a piece to me. That is your next Alex Caruso if you develop it right.
I'm going to be honest with you. If we're talking about picking between potentially the two staying here, Coby and Ayo, I got to go with the hometown kid. I got to go with Ayo. I know Coby and scoring and the way he puts up points, it looks good at times. It almost looks special. He's flashy. He can put up points in a lot of points in a matter of minutes.
Because it's efficient.
Yeah. But is this the same kind of conversation that we're having, sort of similar to what we just had with Kmet, where maybe the potential of whatever you're getting back will be at its highest because Coby White's value is at its highest, and it's more so, hey, let's move this train along now before other teams start saying, you know what, nah, he's not that much of a value to us now. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm okay with letting a Coby White go, especially when you've locked down a good point guard in Tre Jones.
Is there a world you live in where both of these guys are still on the team? There's a lot of guards on this team.
I mean,
there's a lot of guards on this team.
It's been like that for a minute. Yeah, the Bulls roster does need to kind of have a little bit of a change. But could I see them keeping Coby and Ayo? Yeah, I could see them keeping Coby and Ayo in a sense, especially if they don't jump at some of these deals. I do see that. But more realistically, I see one of them staying here more so and one leaving. I don't see both leaving.
Yeah,
I will say that is, to me, is off the table.
Well, I don't think the Bulls are looking to trade both. The conversation around Ayo has been louder apparently than the conversation around Coby White, which to me tells you if you're going to move on from one, right? Like, you know which one people are coveting, you know which one is going to continue to have value. And I do think Coby has value, but I think there comes a point where the inconsistencies show up again. You don't have that same value that could be on the table right now. I mean, you had multiple first-round picks offered for Coby White this season. Now, I would be pissed if you traded him now because, again, you had multiple first-round picks for Coby White this season. You had 2 first-round picks and a future protected first-round pick. You could have had 4 first-round picks in this draft. Like, you could have been the gods.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Bulls
I think in this situation, you almost have to go down this road now, unless there's an offer like that on the table, because you've missed out on probably what will be the best opportunity. You almost have to go into the season with both of these guys on the roster because, again, AK continues to be what's the saying? A dollar short and something
a
late.
day later, a day
And
later,
a day
and a
late.
dollar
Yeah, I
short.
mean,
Yeah.
he continues to be a day late and a dollar short in every single move he makes. I think Lonzo move for Isaac Okoro is a good move. It's not a better move than a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
That was the 18th overall pick. And Marcus Smart, who we could have just shipped into the sun this year. Like those are the moves that continue to pop up with AK, where at this point it'd be like, we traded Coby White for Jonathan Kuminga straight up. Like, great, now your team don't make no sense. Now you just got a bunch of dudes standing around who want to hold the ball.
Here's my thing. I
Know.
think that with the idea that you brought out, you put out there with Matas Buzelis hopefully being the number one guy, that would be nice. Or whether he's one or two, because sometimes Josh Giddey does kind of take over in scoring, kind of getting downhill. But if you were to move Coby out the way, I think that would ultimately say to the team and to the city that we're moving forward with Matas being the centerpiece of this team. We're building around him. We actually put full trust in what he could potentially become. But if Coby does stay here, I think you clearly are going to take shots out of Matas's hands. Coby is still going to be that number one guy who's going to take 15 to 20 shots a game.
Yeah. And
so that's why I think there's a path where maybe you get rid of him first, or you get rid of him primarily because you're moving forward in a new direction with your new centerpiece. And so that's why I think out of the two, I would keep Ayo. There's nothing that you're building up a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys on this team now that you're trusting in for defense. You just picked up a Okoro who's really good on defense. Ayo's good on defense. You mentioned Ayo potentially becoming that next Alex Caruso type of player. I wouldn't want to pass up on that. Like, you need that on your team as well. I think he's also very good as a young leader. And so that's the direction that I want to see this team go in.
Yeah. Listen, Brother Georgia, he said, who's giving you a first-round pick for Zach DeRozan or Ball? Brother, there were 10 first-round picks that the Chicago Bulls have turned down.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you have turned down 10 first-round picks for names like Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Coby White, Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I remember the Caruso one. Yeah.
10. You've turned down 10 first-round picks. That's insane.
That's why I can't really see the excuse anymore if his AK's hands been tied. Like, is he the one that's really in control here? I used to think that way. Before it just kind of got out of hand and absurd that they passed up on so much.
That makes sense if it's like, I can't go out and sign somebody to X amount of dollars. Right? Like, if I want to go sign, I don't know, ain't nobody out there I want to sign this year. If I want to go sign Kevin Durant off the street, I need to offer him $300 million for X amount of years. Nah, we can't do that. It costs too much. Whoever says, hey, don't you want this much cheaper asset that is probably more valuable in the long run and can be used as a trade piece? Nah. So like those are the moments for me. And this is what irritates my soul. He can be right if Modest works. He can be right if Modest takes the next step that they believe that he's going to take, that I think a lot of Bulls fans kind of trepidatiously
expeditious.
That was a big word. I tried a big word. It didn't work out. That a lot of Bulls fans are cautiously, let's go with that one. I feel like a lot of Bulls fans are cautiously optimistic that Matas Buzelis can take that next step. That you're like, he might actually be that dual C.
Mm-hmm.
If he does, You have the perfect team of role players to be around a star. You have I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and I was like, if the Bulls find a superstar in one of these young pieces, if it's Noah Sengay or it's Modest Buzelis, whoever it is, if you find a superstar in that, the team is set. We will be a top 3 seed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got shooters. I've got point guards. I've got the one thing we don't have is big man, but I guess one of the big men would be, kind of in that conversation. But I've got all of these other pieces that I need. And everyone in the East is dead next season. So it irritates me that he's been so dumb. And that's the only thing you can say about this. These have been dumb moves. I'm not saying he's dumb. How he does his job is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And he still might actually get it right.
You say you might have lucked into having someone special on your team.
He did
you
it
might
before.
have lucked into it.
I can't believe you scouted Patrick Williams and Jokic. You know what I mean? I can't see that. It's no way. It's no way you scouted Nikola Jokic and you were like, oh, this guy is good, very good, very good. And you looked at Pat Will and you did the same thing. Oh, this guy here, he's good, very good, very good.
AK got this deep Russian vodka voice.
That's how he be talking when he's up there at the podium.
Very good.
Like, oh, yes, we had trade on table, but we didn't know about trade on table, so we didn't take trade on table. And they offered you 9 first-round picks. Yes, but how do you get better with 9 first-round picks? It's not possible. I'm going a little it's almost turning into like a little Dracula.
Yeah, it is. This might as well put Joel beat to it.
It's because he's sucking the life out of us. That's what, it's just Bulls fans. He's just sucking our Bulls fandom right out of us.
Whoa.
That might have been a pause. But hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love.
He's doing what? What is he doing?
The best show for Chicago.
Oh boy.
Well, for Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Let us know how you feel. Do you feel like AK's sucking the life out of you?
He's gonna keep doubling down.
When I came down.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Man out. One love. See red. Peace.
I'm lightheaded. I can't. I was trying to say something to end the show, and I can't even say it. Jesus Christ. Woo.